Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Pat Voss. This is the Honesty Podcast vlog number 4. We are here on the big, comfy couch. Not to steal any trademarks there, but the big red couch here in Arlington Heights, Illinois, obviously in the suburbs of Chicago. Anybody from Chicagoland, I really appreciate you listening to the podcast. Obviously, I have my vlogs here every single day, 7 days a week. And to quote John Lee Dumas from Entrepreneur on Fire, I am prepared to ignite. I have a lot of fun doing this. I have a lot of fun doing putting together vlogs, putting blog posts up on honestypodcast.weebly.com for sports and entertainment. I have a lot of fun doing Periscope videos, which Periscope video number 2 comes out on Saturday at 6 p.m. Anybody can be live there. I did change my name, so if you follow me on Periscope, follow me at honesty_podcast. That is the new name. I was able to change it from General Thoughts to honesty_podcast. Again, Honesty Podcast on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. I now have access as an admin to my Honesty Podcast fan page, so definitely like that. And of course, speaking of liking things, before I get into anything here, down below, like it, share it, comment, subscribe. Those are the 4 things I ask. I ask those 4 things of every video. Anybody that's new to the videos, definitely like, share, comment, subscribe. And with the comment section, I will most definitely respond to all of your comments. I will daily look at my videos, and when it shows me that there's a new comment to my video, I'll respond to you definitely. And of course, you can DM me on Twitter at Honesty Podcast on Twitter, or you can add me on Facebook at Honesty Podcast, or I'm sorry, at Pat Voss on Facebook, and I will respond to you there. Okay, a couple of things I wanted to get into today. I've put up blogs about NFL and PEDs. I've put up blogs about the UFC and how 206 is going to be in shambles here on the 10th of December because Conor McGregor is being stripped of his UFC featherweight title. Anthony Pettis and Max Holloway are going to fight for the interim belt. Jose Aldo's been given the undisputed featherweight title. DC, Daniel Cormier, can't fight against Anthony Rumble Johnson for the light heavyweight title as the main event. You know, a lot of big things. Ronda Rousey obviously doesn't come back until the end of December. A lot of big things happening in UFC right now. And, you know, obviously Conor McGregor, to my knowledge, has not come out to the press and talked about it. And I think that's a smart idea, to be honest with you, because he's already the lightweight champion. He doesn't have the featherweight title anymore. He won't be fighting until, you know, April or May of next year. So let's focus on the positives. Khabib, undefeated in the lightweight division. He'll more than likely fight Conor McGregor in that lightweight division, but he also asked for an interim title match as well. So if he gets the interim title match in about February or March of next year, then he should be able to fight Conor McGregor for the undisputed title probably about June or July of 2017. Another thing, heavyweight title, Stipe Miocic. Next year when he comes back for his first fight, I say probably comes back, probably won't fight Cain Velasquez, but who knows. But if he comes back, honestly, a lot of me is hoping that he gets knocked the hell out because I'm not a huge fan of Stipe Miocic, not because he's from Cleveland, just because it's not the kind of champion that I'm looking for. And obviously every fan has their own opinions of it, but it's not the champion I'm looking for. Yes, I was rooting for Alistair Overeem to knock him out and win the title. Happened the opposite way. I was very disappointed. And then to move on for a second to the NFL, I did the NFL and PEDs. NFL and PEDs, to me, it makes no sense to have performance-enhancing drugs in your system for a sport that most defensive players are clipped for this, and they can't even touch the quarterback or the receivers anymore. So why have PEDs? Faster, stronger. That only existed back in the 90s up until now. That only existed in that short time frame. You can be bigger, faster, stronger. Now it doesn't really matter. Just jump high, catch interceptions, be like Peanut Tillman. Be an athletic defender who can punch the ball out in times of need. That's the kind of defenders we need, not some big, strong linebacker who can hit you, going 75 miles an hour, basically. That's not what we need. And I say we, I mean the NFL. The NFL as a whole, they don't need a whole bunch of controversy about what was a big hit, what was targeting, which I believe truly is blown way out of proportion now. And the targeting penalties are getting a little crazy, and I've seen it in college sports. I've seen it in the NFL. That's ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. Now, another thing I wanted to get to, I know we have Trump as president. Donald Trump as president, to me, not based on his politics, not based on what anybody else is trying to do with, let's say, illegal immigrants or foreign policy. That's not what I'm focusing on. The thing I'm focusing on is a man who, because people say he says it like it is, they're full of crap. Okay, and I'll elaborate why. They're full of crap because they think like he does, so that makes him a truth teller. That makes him an honest guy. No, what it makes him is relatable to all the racist, sexist, believing that women shouldn't be in the workplace, believing that women shouldn't have a right to choose, believing that all immigrants are mainly Hispanic and illegal and shouldn't be here, and doing things to the times of Hitler, of having a Muslim directory or a Muslim count, so you're actually in a system. That to me shows, and I hate to say it because there was a percentage of Hispanic voters that voted for Trump, and to me what that tells me is the legal Hispanic voters that are in this country are the ones voted for Trump because they don't want, and this makes sense, they don't want illegal voters or illegal immigrants to taint their name or taint their value in the country. So that I can understand. But the majority of it, and the thing that people seem to miss, is that the majority of, and I'm not saying all of white America, but the majority of ignorant white America are the ones voting for Trump because they're voting for a guy that shares their values, which at bare minimum are close to none. So we've covered quickly UFC, NFL, and definitely the election. One more thing before I put a blog post up today on honestypodcast.weebly.com. I wanted to thank yesterday. I had an interview with my fiance, Devo Dawson. Devo obviously is the lead singer of the cover band Rumor Has It Band, HAZIT.com. And there's something developing today. My first donation for the GoFundMe campaign came in. My new cousin, or soon to be, because I am pretty much in the family. I mean, we're getting married in me and not my cousin, but me and Devo are getting married in 2018, and my new cousin-in-law donated $50 to the campaign, and I really appreciate it. At Homegrown Music on Twitter, definitely follow him. Marvin, I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. And when I get the equipment, guys, I will be a full blast. I'll be doing YouTube vlogs every day. I'll be doing Podbean recordings every day. I will be doing, or almost every day, probably about 4 to 5 times a week. I'll be writing for GMB Sports about 3 times a week. I will be doing my episodes on Periscope and doing a peer.in, like personal coaching sessions for social media about 3 times a week. By the way, that's all free. If you guys want any kind of coaching session, email me at pvoss, P-V-O-S-S, 8020, so pvoss8020 at gmail.com, letting me know, or DM me at Honesty Podcast on Twitter, and I will get right back to you, see what we can do about setting up your social media campaign, and getting you started, because this is the type of platform that a lot of podcasters or a lot of influential people could use. Use Periscope, use Twitter, use Facebook, use YouTube. This will get you started. I'll see you guys later. This has been episode 4, the vlog.